Hello and welcome. So since I'm between sabers at the moment, I thought I'd shoot a few reviews or closer looks at some of the stuff that I've got around that people have asked about. So what I've got here in front of me is the Book of the Sith. Now, this thing has been released a couple of times, most recently since Disney bought LucasArts, which is why it has this thing across the top that says Legends, which means anything that's in here is not considered new canon in terms of as far as Disney is concerned, and they don't promise to abide by it. But they wanted to keep some of that old material. So this Book of the Sith contains a lot of historic pieces from the Star Wars universe that Disney is now kind of pretending don't exist or didn't happen, but they still like to make money. The whole piece, though, is rather interesting. This is the Vault Edition. Now, they had one that was the Jedi Path that also had a Vault Edition, and they had one that was a Bounty Hunter Codex or Code or something like that. So there were three of them. The Sith one, obviously, is the most interesting. So let me go ahead and take a look at that. What you get with the Vault Edition is this really kind of cool, yet massive holocron. Now, this thing is, the whole thing about the Vault Edition, or the Book of the Sith, rather, is it's supposed to be collected papers that were preserved by Darth Sidious after he became the Emperor. So it's basically lore and artifacts that he put together. So this is supposed to be his holocron that he made as a vault or to contain this forbidden information, as holocrons do. This holocron, like I said, is massive, and it's really interestingly designed. There's some designs in these panels right here. The whole thing is very obviously plastic. It doesn't, so it only works as a prop from very far away, and only if you want an over-large prop. But the function of it is this piece right here in the middle. If you push this, so the whole thing lights up, makes some noises, lightsaber-esque noises, and spits out this book out the front. So let me go ahead and take the book out. I'll talk about what's under it there in just a second. This book is actually really interesting reading. If you're into Star Wars universe, this actually has a lot of the material in it that goes into the books, and it's very interesting, though it isn't a narrative. It is basically designed to be the material that Darth Sidious preserved with notes in it from various people in the Star Wars universe as it was recovered by Luke after the Battle of Yavin. So it's got a little intro from Luke about this knowledge and what to do with it, and it's got little notes in here from Luke here and there. Each section is designed to be, well, here's the little removable note. So this thing has a whole bunch of little fun things to take out, but you can see here on the front all the little annotation. Maybe you can. This is annotation over here from Luke Skywalker. This is more annotation from Luke Skywalker. Darth Sidious has annotated it, and he's got a neat little signature in here. But the basic design of it, the first section, and actually you can see with the corner here, the spine, you can see that even the spines of the sections, let me get you a closer look at this. Spine was the wrong word there, but the pages, the edges of the pages and the way that they're bound, different pages have different sort of cuts or weathering on the side of them so that it looks like a bunch of material that's from different places and has been collected together. The pages in each section are different colors, they have different borders on them, but the basic design of it, this is supposed to be, the first section here, is about it's a journal from some of the 12 first Sith Lords, the 12 fallen Jedis who became the first Sith Lords in Legends. So this is a journal from one of them, specifically. Let me see, what is this guy's name again? There we go. Sorza Sin is the name of that guy. Contemporary of Zozan, who's noted here at the bottom. The artwork in this is actually really neat as well. A lot of it is very detailed, authentic-looking artwork. So the first bit is about the Great Schism and about the formation of the first Sith Lords. There's a little piece of a Sith cloth Sith shroud in here with some neat old writing on it. The second bit in here is on what looks like graph paper, and this is some of the notes from Darth Malgus, who's somebody that you will probably run into if you're playing playing Old Republic, rather, not Knights of the Old Republic. Again, here's a little takeout thing. Look at some of the art. Okay, the next section is from Darth Bane, the person who formed the Rule of Two. So it has this sort of neat red border. Now, pieces falling out of this thing. Okay, it has this neat red borders, but this is Darth Bane, and this is the information about the Sith and the the Rule of Two, and sort of how he took out all the other Sith Lords. There's also information in here about lightsaber combat. So if you're reading up stuff online about the different schools of lightsaber combat, that comes out of these books. Most of that is in the Path of the Jedi book, but Sith combat is covered in here. All right. The next bit is from Mother Talzin of the Night Sisters, and there's a little preface in here from Darth Sidious about why he included this. But it's material about the Night Sisters and their Sith sorcery and connection to the Force. The bit after that is from Darth Plagueis, the Darth Sidious's master. Neat little diagrams about his work with midi-chlorians and all that other wonderful stuff. And the last bit in here is from Darth Sidious himself. This was part of the book that in Legend series he was working on. It contains his information on making monsters with some real interesting things about Vader. And you can see that, again, we've got annotated material here. The Mother Talzin one, I believe, was annotated by Asajj Ventress. The Malgus one was annotated by Darth Vader. But neat little side notes on here. Here's an Imperial poster stuck in there. So all kinds of fun little things hanging about in here. Very interesting reading. And also a very nice book. I'm not certain if this is actual leather, but it feels a lot like it is actual leather, and it's embossed with a neat pattern and Book of the Sith. The other material that comes in here is basically little bits of extra swag. There is a lightsaber crystal, which is kind of hokey plastic, but it gets the job done. And there is some sort of Night Sister talisman. Now these are fun little props if you've got a Night Sister cosplay, or if you need a lightsaber crystal. The lightsaber crystal is probably a little bit too hokey. You can get real crystals fairly easily. But the Night Sister talisman is kind of a fun little thing to carry around. There's ancient Sith writing in these little inset places that talk about what these things are. But neat set. These days, originally this thing was like $100 and some odd, but these days you can get it fairly inexpensively. Just shop around on Amazon, wait for the timing to be right. And once everything is said and done, it retracts itself back into the holocron and closes. Alright, so fun little piece. Highly recommended if you're a collector or if you want to do any reading on obscure bits of Star Wars history that Disney doesn't feel inclined to honor anymore. But neat piece, neat collector items, interesting prop. I've actually seen this specific holocron used in short films before to pretty decent effect. So this is the Book of the Sith, and this is what you get if you get the Vault Edition. If you get the regular edition, you just get the book, but the Vault Edition is all of this. So hopefully that has been entertaining or of use to you. If it has, please join me back for more.